The other day I had an American lady get in a car and we got talking, and she said to me, I was telling about when I was living on the ships, and she said, what was it like living on the ships? I said, well, they say it's a bit like jail. You're either in the galley, which is the kitchen where you're eating, your cookhouse, depending on who you are. You're doing your duties, so you're on the bridge, or you're in the gym, or you're in your cabin. And that's it. And every so often you get a visitor, which is, another crew member maybe. And when you go ashore, you may not even be allowed out because that country might not want you. But I said, you do a lot of thinking and you get comfortable with yourself. And then she turned to me and said, how do you get comfortable with yourself? And I thought, that's an interesting question. I said, well, you just get on with it, really. And she didn't seem too happy about that answer. But her job was to mentor people and give them inspiration, a bit like a Tony Robbins of the workplace. So she was really kind of inquisitive about it. And I kind of had this conversation with you guys now because I'm interested to hear from you guys. How do you get comfortable with your own environment where you don't need other people? Now, I never think about this because if I'm on my own, I'm on my own, and I just start reading or doing whatever. When I was in the military, before everyone had mobile phones, everybody always had a book, and you'd read that book, and then you'd exchange it with your oppo, and it'd just be like that. And then sometimes you'd play some games, like a press-up game or whatever. But then, for instance, when I was in Afghanistan, I was staying in a trench, basically a hole in the ground, on my own, because I wasn't with my guys, I was attached to somebody else. And I was for 5 months. And I didn't get much mail from family. And that's when you know who your family are, who likes you in your family, which appears to be nobody. And you just get on with things. Now, maybe it's because I've come from children's home at an early age, and I'm used to being moved around from place to pillar to post, and it's not a problem. But I'm really interested to hear from you guys, because I don't usually think about things like this. I just get up and do what I'm meant to do. And I always find, if you think hard enough, there's things that you need to do that you haven't done. Even when you're away from your own environment. Anyway, put your comments down below.